What up, Nick? I'm here at the airport. I'm heading back from Denver. I just played two of the biggest shows that I've ever done. I opened for Ella's Dream and Closey. It was insane, dude. Before the show, I was just thinking about you and the impact that you had on my music. And I just want to say thank you for being a part of my musical growth.
Hey, Nick, just wanted to say thank you for the human you are, everything you do for the industry, the energy you bring. Just wanted to jump on here and just show you some gratitude. Not sure how often you hear that, but you're an amazing person. Congrats on 100 episodes. Love you, man.
Jumping in here today to celebrate and to be grateful because I am just flowing. I'm on that high vibrational vibe and you put me on that vibe and I'm happy because living like this is fucking amazing. I love you, you're the best, and I hope everything is going well with you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the 100th episode of the Headliner Mindset Podcast. I am so fucking pumped. This is such an awesome moment. What a milestone. I really, first off, want to thank all of you that have been listening, all of you that have been a part of this journey, everyone that has shared the podcast, that have left comments, that has shared my content, especially the ones that have sent DMs. You know, those DMs really keep me going. And I just appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for following. This would not exist without you. And even more so, I really got to thank all of the guests that have come on, that have dedicated their time, their energy, their wisdom, that has shared so much. I mean, years and years and years of experience and knowledge that has been shared on the last 100 episodes of this. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you that have been a part of this, from my guests to the listeners. What a fucking cool moment. And I'm just excited to share this episode with you, to share this milestone with you. This is going to be a solo episode today. And for those of you that have been listening regularly, you guys know that normally I put these out every Monday. I've been pretty damn consistent with it for most of these 100 episodes. Up until the last, it's been like 6 or 7 weeks or so that I really have been procrastinating on putting out this episode. And a big part of that is I just wanted to make it special. I wanted to make it something big and just really impactful. And I kind of just didn't know what to do. Then in that time, in that space, I also, just to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be real, I also had a lot of, self-doubt start to creep in, where I was really questioning, do I want to keep doing this? To be honest, it's a lot of time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy. First and foremost, I'm a coach. I'm not a podcaster. This is not like my day job over here. So I had this thought coming in. I was like, maybe I'm going to end it. Maybe I'm just going to cap it at 100 and move on. But, fortunately,
I'm not fucking leaving.
That's right. I'm not fucking leaving because we still have a lot more awesome artists to interview. In fact, I've got Big Gigantic, San Holo, Alice in Wonderland, all coming up over the next few weeks. So if you guys are not subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed. Now, if you're an artist that's pursuing the dream of being a headlining and touring artist, or maybe you already are, you know that self-doubt is going to creep in, right? Those thoughts that say, hey, maybe you should throw in the towel. You've been trying this for so long. It's not happening, or it's too competitive. Whatever the story is, whatever that little gremlin voice is that pops into your head, it is a real thing, and it's so normal. And so much of the work that I do as a coach is helping master that inner voice, to become the master of it rather than the slave to it, right? Call it the ego, call it the saboteur, I call it the inner gremlin, learning how to have awareness around that voice, recognize it, but not let it take over. And to be honest, I'd kind of let it take over for a while. I really fell off with the podcast. And thank God that I have people in my corner that have encouraged me to keep going, that have, reminded me about how valuable this is, including some of those messages that you heard in the beginning of the episode. Those are video messages that I received from my clients. And shout out to Riley specifically. He just randomly hit me up one day and he was just like, hey, man, I haven't talked to you in a long time. We worked together over a year ago. And he's just like, I just want to say, what's up? I love you. Congrats on 100 episodes. And I hadn't even done the episode yet, obviously, but it just really breathed life back into me. And, it just made me realize the importance of having people in your corner. because that little gremlin voice is going to pop up. And so we need other voices. You know, I recently had another example of that happen where my friend Bella Renee, shout out to Bella, an incredible singer, vocalist, producer. She just played Lost Lands this last weekend. She invited me to come out to play guitar at one of her shows. She was playing in Dallas, and she's like, Nick, you got to come out and you got to play guitar with me. You know, she's seen me in my corner, just kind of, you know, tinkering around. I post my little riffs here and there. I don't consider myself an artist in that sense. I'm not pursuing anything like that professionally, but she really saw me and she's like, no, like you get to fucking come out of the closet, come out of your room and fucking get on stage with me. And so originally I'm like, yeah, I'm so down. That sounds so fun. But then like 2 nights before I called her and I was like, hey, like, are you sure? Like, you really want me to come out? You know, I had the voice, the gremlin was creeping in, being like, yo, you're not ready. You didn't prepare. You don't really know what you're doing. And I started having that self-doubt creep in, and I called her and, you know, thank God she totally just got me pumped up and excited and was like, no, we're going to go out there. We're going to have fun. And really turned my mindset around, you know? And so got up there, played my first show ever playing the guitar. I played drums when I was like way younger, but man, that was a really awesome experience. So first off, again, shout out Bella. I fucking love you. You're amazing. And I'm going to get you on the podcast soon. But it was just another great example of why we need support. We have to have people in our corner, and especially as artists, especially as music producers, I should say, or bedroom music producers, where we spend so much time alone in the room, you know, by yourself, staring at your computer, just isolated, right? And isolation is one of the, you know, just biggest ways to fall into those spirals of self-doubt. So it's so important that we have people in our corner. We are not meant to do this alone. And also the other thing that's become really clear to me recently is that we need to be consistent, right? Like I've had so much success with the podcast because I have shown up every single week, every Monday, putting out an episode, and then definitely saw what happens when you stop being consistent. Right? I took a little bit of a break, which, you know, of course it's okay to take a break. Sometimes we got to take our foot off the gas. We got to take care of ourselves and that's all good. But also realistically, when we do, there are going to be consequences to that, right? We're going to start seeing our business slow down. We're going to start seeing our fan base dwindle. We're going to start seeing less momentum. And I definitely saw that, right? Once I took my foot off the gas with the podcast, everything in my business slowed down. Just, you know, any sort of social media algorithm, any kind of just connection really slowed down as well. So as much as I hate to say it, it really is important that when you launch your project and you're out there and you're getting after it, you're putting out music, like we really do have to stay consistent. And part of staying consistent, of course, is also being inspired, right? It's being accountable. That's what's helped me stay consistent is I have people that are expecting me to put out an episode every Monday. But what happens when the inspiration dies off, right? If I don't have somebody in my corner to inspire me, to keep me motivated, to lean on, to talk to when I need support, then what happened with me is like I just kind of became isolated and, you know, missed out on a month and a half of what could have been a bunch of new fans, a lot more growth, a lot more opportunity. So I know this brings up a lot of pressure for a lot of artists, right? Like feeling the pressure of like, I have to keep posting every day. I have to keep showing up every day. I have to make content. I have to keep releasing. And, you know, there's this interesting dynamic and balance where, yes, if it's coming from pressure, then it's going to be really hard, right? It's going to be a grind. It's always going to feel like we are kind of coming from stress and coming from anxiety. And that's no way to operate. And that's where, you know, yeah, it is okay, I think, to take your foot off the gas, take a break if you need to. But what's important is to really get shifted back into inspiration and excitement, right? This is what I notice for a lot of touring artists that I work with, where, you know, they really are dependent on continuing to put out content, continuing to put out music, and basically continuing to stay relevant, because if they're not getting bookings. And if they don't get bookings, they're not making money. And that's their full-time income. So that can kind of create a head fuck, right? It's a little bit different when you're still coming up. It's, you might be putting that pressure on yourself. When you're a full-time artist, the pressure is real also. But I think the big mindset shift to step into is moving from I have to I get to. Like, I'm get to do this. I'm blessed to do this would really be the ultimate level, right? Like, damn, I'm so blessed that I get to wake up and I get to make music. I get to make content. I get to put out these episodes. I get to connect with artists, right? When I feel like this is a chore that I have to do this, I'm kind of fucked. Right? So there's a couple different layers to this, right? It's like, I got to bring myself into that mindset and into that energy of, wow, I'm blessed to do this every day. I'm blessed to be creative. I'm blessed to put out music. I'm blessed to put out episodes. And it also really helps to have some external accountability, right? Knowing that like I get to put out an episode every Monday, people are expecting it, and having other people in my corner to really push me, to encourage me, and to support me. So I knew I wanted to do something special for the 100th episode, and I suppose procrastinating on this actually was kind of divinely orchestrated, because it really did line up perfectly that we are about to step into the last quarter of the year. We have 3 more months, October, November, December, and then we're hitting 2026. And I don't know about you guys, but this year has flown by already. And I know for most people, like, we usually wait until New Year's to start getting excited and to start, coming up with our New Year's resolutions and our goals and that whole talk about like, this is going to be my year. That's when it starts. But what I want to offer is that we don't wait until 2026, that we come into 2026 on fucking fire, that we have momentum already. We're not starting to get momentum. And so I really sat down and thought about it. I was like, this is perfect timing to put together what I'm calling the Headliner Mastermind. And I've never done this before, but I'm going to take on a small group of 5 or 6 people and do a very intimate group coaching program between now and the end of the year, where we have weekly calls, we have daily accountability, we focus on, of course, the mindset, getting inspired, getting fired up, having accountability, having a group of peers in your corner to push you, to challenge you, to hold you accountable, to check in on you, as well as, walking you guys through everything that I coach my clients on, right? So that means getting super clear on your goals, getting super clear on your systems and your processes, really getting your brand dialed in, getting all of your systems dialed in, because you are running a business. You need to have, solid systems and not just be guessing at how to grow a fan base, right? But like having a social media calendar, having a really clear content strategy and people to bounce ideas around with. So we're going to go super deep into all of that, but I want to keep it really small and really intimate. So this is different from the Headliner Mindset group program that I've run in the past. This is going to be a true mastermind. So really only for people that are super serious about like leveling the fuck up over the next 3 months, that are going to be committed, that really want to go all in. I know a lot of you are probably coming back from Lost Lands right now being like, damn, how do I get on stage? How do I make that happen for myself? Well, it starts with making that commitment, being incredibly disciplined, being incredibly driven, cutting out the bullshit out of your lives, getting locked the fuck in. And straight up, for most people, you're not going to do that by yourself, right? We need to surround ourselves with other people that have that same kind of mindset, to be around people that have that same level of drive, that same level of ambition. And I'm telling you, this is going to be the place to do it. I'm going to be super selective about who I take on. But if this calls to you, send me a DM. I'm going to have more information coming out on this over the next couple weeks, but we're going to start on October 6th. So October, November, December, we are locking the fuck in. We're getting after it. No more spinning your wheels, no more wondering, why is my career not growing? Why are my fans not growing? Like, we're going to get all that dialed in. We're going to do it as a group. We're going to have a high level of standards, a high level of accountability, a high level of drive, commitment, motivation, and also a lot of fucking fun. Anyone that's worked with me, we're always going to have a good time. We're going to have fun too. Fun gets it done. So yeah, you guys, I'm super excited to find the right people that want to be a part of this with me. Like I said, just send me a DM on Instagram. And I'm super excited for the next 100 episodes of the Headliner Mindset podcast. We've got some really, really great people on the way. We've got some really great episodes. So thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed, and stay tuned for a lot of great stuff on the way.